So are you seeing my screen? Can't hear you, Carolyn.
Yep.
So the screen's okay?
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Okay, so that's going there. You moved over here.
Okay, so I've got an idea to change the slides so I don't have to ask you. Remember Shane mentioned that before?
Uh-huh. Well, Shano's not here, so he's on the mic thing, so he's not coming.
I know, but I'm just thinking how this can work for you. So what if I just pause and then you change the slide?
I'll try to do that. And I might miss it, and you might have to say next slide once in a while. I'll
Yeah,
try to interpret it. It's just that if I'm kind of
I know that
I have people texting me at the same time sometimes.
Yeah.
Did you?
So
you're gonna have to give me that password again. I don't have it. I lost it in the chat.
Okay, no problem. 874753.
Probably won't happen though. 874753. I gotta go comb my hair still. Okay, so I've got that. I've got the slides are all okay.
Now I just see a blue screen.
I'm not sharing.
I can see agenda, welcome. Yep. Let's just go through them. Yep. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Yep. Mary looks beautiful. So this slide, I'm curious about that one. The one before this.
That's just her website. So she just gave me two. She gave me this.
So is she's going to tell them about... I guess
she's going to just talk about this and then where to sign up for her newsletter.
Okay. And they look great. That looks good. Yeah.
Okay. So did you get the email from Melissa saying she didn't know what the activity was?
Yeah. She sent it, but it must have got put in her junk mail or something. She was on this. So I sent it to her. Yep. Mm-hmm. So this looks good.
Rui's here. Let me make you
he?
co-host. Yeah. He was in the waiting room.
Okay. Well, he can wait a bit. I told him to come at 11:15. So he's Mr. Early Bird always anyway. So, so I'll let people in too. Sure.
If you notice, I will be doing it, but
okay.
You can.
Okay. So,
oh, we're recording. So let me stop recording.
We don't need to do that. So you got that number. That's good. And the only other thing is
I have a way smaller desk here. It feels a little where's my Zoom bar?
So do you have, can you put on the green, everybody fly in from all the different locations around the world. And it is so exciting for all of us to have you here. So Susan and I welcome you to the Grand Connection. This is our 15th event, and we thank you for making the choice to be here.
Am I sharing my screen now, guys?
Not yet.
There we go.
Yep.
Yes.
So next slide, please, Susan. Next. There we go. So Susan and I came up with the idea for the Grand Connection as we looked at the Grand Canyon. It was on March 15th and the pandemic just hit. And we looked at each other eating our peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and said, we have to do something for these people. We know too much. So we created the Grand Connection, and it has evolved into this amazing organization that we have attracted businesses from around the world. And we're here to support you, to feel focused, to learn new strategies, to connect, create, and collaborate together to navigate through this process. Our vision is to continue to provide resources and services and keep expanding to be in service to you, to keep bringing you expert speakers like Mary today that will teach you new skills and opportunities to look at your business, to navigate your business, to go online. and take the big shift as we move forward. We also provide real-time connections, joint venture events, which happens in 2 weeks from today, where we bring in other virtual networking organizations from around the world so we can all connect, create, and collaborate together. The other magic, I believe, what happens in our community is the Mastermind breakout sessions, which you will experience today. And it is an incredible arena to come up with new ideas, resources, and processes in the small groups. The other opportunity that you have is to be a part of our Facebook group. And we have all the recordings from the expert speakers over the last 8 months available to you to watch there. So our agenda today is we will go through 2 rounds of real-time connections, breakout sessions in small groups. Mary will share her wisdom and expertise with us, and we'll have a short period of time after that for questions and answers. Then we will go into our small breakout rooms, our Mastermind breakout rooms, and we will come back together in the big room, talk about our next steps and our next events. So I would like to welcome all the new guests who are here today. And if you could just put up your hand or give us a wave, who is here for the first time as a new guest? Awesome. Great. Thank you. And a question, who's here from Canada? Give a wave to that. And I'll just, oh, excellent. Yes. And look at, there's some beautiful smiles there too. Gotta love it. Okay. The US, please give us a wave. Okay. There you are. Wonderful. Scanning. And who is here from Europe? Awesome.
Oh, I see some. There's Pinky. Hi.
Oh, good. Excellent. And Pinky's from Scotland. Yes. So please add to
Brian,
the chat.
Brian's dancing. I saw Brian dancing.
Right. Brian's from the UK. So I just think this is an incredible opportunity for all of us to have all these businesses. The world is just coming together in such a connected, meaningful way. And Susan and I are so honored to hold this space and create this opportunity.
So we welcome you to share in the chat where you're from. It's always fun to find and see in the chat if there's somebody that we know and a place we love to go.
Yeah, so just add to the chat now where you're from, and we'll just watch it roll through. Thank you.
So while you're doing this, I'm going to just give a little walk around Zoom for everybody. Anybody who hasn't heard this before, we all know we've been using Zoom for 8 months now, everybody. We're to unmute. It's always keep yourself muted. When we're in the breakout sessions, please use your video if you can. If you can't, at least let people know by audio that you're there so it doesn't feel awkward. We can connect better when we have our cameras on. People have made great friends, great relationships, great business connections, earned lots of money just on Zoom. So connect with them using the camera. We can see through the participants where everybody is. I encourage you to change your name, and I'll show you in a second, so that you can put your name and your company so that people can learn who you are easier. And then use the chat to connect. You can connect to everybody and put information about your business there. And I'd like you to put it all in one paste versus a whole bunch, because it starts coming through and they get all messed up. And at the end, we can save the chat. So it's good if you put your information concisely in one paste. If you're leaving the meeting, watch out for leaving the room and leaving the meeting, okay? So just be careful on that. We can also switch the gallery view to all of us. And when the screen sharing, you can still see us all and just make the screen that's being shared smaller by dragging it. Here's where you can change your name. Click on yourself and click on the 3 dots by you in the right-hand corner. Then there's more, then put your name in. And then we've got the breakout room. When we're saving in the chats, you can paste it in. Okay, it's right here. Paste your name, company name, website, social links, what you do, offers and asks. So here's an example of mine. I have this all together and I'll paste it in one shot. We also like to put in if we have any offers, and if you have an ask, maybe somebody will see in the ask something that you're looking for. Back to the breakout rooms, just be careful when you're leaving the breakout room to leave the room and not leave the meeting. That happens a lot. And now it's time for real-time connections.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Susan. So this segment of the Grand Connection, we will shortly be breaking into small groups of 3 to 4 people. We call this the real-time connections. You'll have 1 minute to introduce yourself to the small group. This is an amazing opportunity to connect, be curious, take notes on the individual people that you may want to follow up on, that you feel that connection and kindred spirit with, and follow up with them in the chat individually. We're going to go through 2 rounds of these breakout sessions. Are we ready, Susan?
Sure.
Oh, you're on mute.
Just a reminder, did you see how long they have in the rooms? Because it's not very long. It's very short introductions, right?
Yeah, 1 minute.
1 minute, under 1 minute. And one first person is the timer. So here we go. Fly away, everybody.
Thank you.
And hit the join button if you haven't seen it. If you can't find the join button, go to the breakout icon and join. Everybody's flying. They all know. Guys, figured out where to join? Rhonda, have you figured out where to join? So if you go, yeah, you found it. Masuma, do you know how to join? You got it? You're muted. I can't hear you. Dave, put your camera on. Carla, you figured out how to join? Carla, Dave? Or are you staying here with me? Or you walked away from your computers? You guys are both muted.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Dave, did you join a group or did you get in late?
I literally just came in.
Okay, you're putting your camera on for the groups? Do you want me to put you in a group or stay here?
I'll just stay here.
Okay.
I'll just stay here.
Carla?
I'm on and I'll just stay here.
Okay. I think I've met you at Douglas College, right, Carla? Is it Carla or Gail?
Probably Gail for this week. And yes, I met you.
Yes, I met you through Mary Lou, right?
Yeah.
Hi, nice to see you. Or nice to see your name. You're not on video right now, either of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to set that up still. I literally just plugged in my computer.
Okay.
So what's happened? Is everybody in?
Yeah, this is, we do 2 rounds of networking and then Mary's going to speak. Just to get to know everybody a bit better, practice our introductions, connecting again. Hello, Deb. You just got in, I think, right?
Yes, hi.
Yeah, hi. Everybody's just in a breakout room for another 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll wait.
You can wait or I can put you in one, but they're halfway through now.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Okay.
Since they're almost done.
Okay.
I'll mute myself and just refresh my tea.
Okay. So Gail, how are you? What have you been up to? Oh, you're muted. I think I remember we had a meeting with you and your partner, right? We talked about social media a long time ago, in person, in the days when you could see people in person.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah. Are you still at the college?
No, I haven't been there for about 4 years now.
Okay. That's it. It's like I've got a plane. I've got all these screens now. And people pinging me little messages. Well, you must know Mary as well, right? Carla? Gail? Hello. Hey, Gina. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? You're on mute. Everyone's coming back. We see who comes back fastest. Gina, you were first. Hello, welcome back. How was that?
Good, it was good.
Did everybody do their intros nice and succinct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Richard has a methodology of doing intros called Snap. That's very, very good. And I went to one of your events, Richard, and I practiced Snap.
We refine your language down to 20 or 30 seconds. So you
Yeah,
get your leads and you get your leads.
Yeah, it works very well. Welcome back, everybody. Is everyone back? Carolyn, have I found Carolyn? Carolyn? Anyone find Carolyn?
She's off talking somewhere again, I'm sure.
She stays till the very end, that girl.
Oh, I'm not.
There, you're back. You're back. Okay, there you are.
Okay, I just want to pause just for a moment and just say what incredible opportunity that we have to connect with these other like-minded businesses. And listening to other businesses, it inspires me so much. So please take the time to follow up on the people that really resonate with you. Follow up with them on LinkedIn and in the chat. Thank you. The truth is I love this so much. That's why we're doing it. I actually feel kind of selfish. I love it so much. Okay, so let's go again.
Are you ready to go again? All right, here we go. Make sure you put your cameras on, those of you without your cameras when you get in the rooms.
And it's still a minute?
Yeah, still a minute. Goodbye. Find it. Everybody find their join meeting room. If you're having trouble, come off mute and I'll help you. Hey, Kim, did you get into a room? Kim, I'll assign you. Here we go. Number 20. Going into 20.
You're already in breakout rooms?
Yeah. This is the second round of them.
Okay.
You can facilitate, right, Kim? So Carlin David.
I decided to pass on it. I'm trying to deal with a fire drill here. A UX fire drill.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to the speaker session today.
Let's see where Carla ended up, was supposed to go. Hi, Susanna. Everybody right now is, except for these two, are in the breakout session. So there's 20 rooms and everybody's just introducing themselves. It's only got 1.5 minutes left, so we can just stay here. You're on mute. You're on mute. I can't. Yeah, there you are.
Hear me now?
Yeah. So where are you from?
Ottawa, Canada. Where are you guys?
I'm in Vernon right now, but usually in Coquitlam, Vancouver, near Vancouver, BC.
Wow.
How's it going over there? Are you in full lockdown right now?
Pretty much, yeah. But to be quite honest, I've had so much work that
I don't think it would make the difference, you know, if I have time.
Well, you know, I'm noticing people are working more, like the small business, all my clients, everybody's just working. They used to work 30, 40-hour weeks. Now they're working 60, 70.
It's
That's what
crazy.
we're doing.
You know?
Yeah. It like, you know, despite all the shutdowns in some places, people are going to do better because they're actually working harder now and
It's
becoming more
crazy.
efficient.
I'm doing my full-time job and I'm doing a startup and I'm, you know, there's life as well. So it's been crazy.
So hold on, I got to just welcome Michelle. People are just in the breakout rooms.
Thank you.
And I'm going to be closing them in about a minute now.
Oh, okay. Shall I just wait here?
Yeah, just wait here because it's too late to move you into one. So we just did 2 rounds of networking. That's how this event goes. Is it your first time here?
Yes.
Yeah, so we came in, we welcomed everybody, went through the agenda, then we do 2 rounds of networking just to warm things up because it's about business networking. Then Mary's going to do her talk for 20 minutes. And then we have a mastermind after that where we're going to go in deeper on the trends of COVID and how they can help our business by understanding them.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and where are you located?
I'm here in Vancouver. I'm sorry I haven't got my video on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might want it for later in the mastermind. It'll be in about 30 minutes.
Sure.
It makes the connections with people in the group a lot better when you're on camera.
Of course, I know. I appreciate that very much.
And it does feel awkward when I'm here and nobody's on camera. It feels a little strange. It's like I don't know, I'm talking to the webcam girl or something.
Well, you know what? I'm a professional speaker, so I understand.
Yeah, but I know that I do a lot of Zoom meetings and hold on, I got to just start closing the rooms here, get everybody back in. Sometimes by the end of the day, 4 or 5, I'm just tired and I need the screen off because you just don't want to be on all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tiring. Yeah.
So what do you do, Michelle? I'm Susanna. I don't know if you can hear me, see me.
Hi, yes, I can, Susanna. I'm a leadership speaker and I work with leaders and teams who want to take the lead, ignite change, and create a confident future for themselves and their organization.
That's me. No.
So this is how we get to collaborate. You find people that are doing similar things, and you can do stuff together, partner together. That's the great thing about networking. And you can meet people in a different city, and they're doing something slightly different, and then you guys could do a program together. Very great. You guys should connect.
We should definitely
connect. Share your contact info.
Thank you.
And you guys missed at the beginning, but we paste all of our information into the chat in one shot.
Ooh, okay.
Welcome back, everyone.
Wow, look at all these people.
Yeah, it's a big group. There was 22 rooms. Wow, exciting.
Back.
Where's Carolyn? I feel like it's Where's Waldo game. There she is.
I'm here.
You mean Hollywood Squares?
Yeah, but a lot of squares.
That's what it feels like, doesn't it?
Okay, but who's Paul Lynn? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, we're showing our age, knowing Hollywood Squares here. Chris Richardson, man, good to have you here. Oh my goodness, so great. Nice
to be here. Thanks for the
love
invite.
this because I just feel like all these old business connections that I've had over the last 30 years are coming here, and it's just so cool. Anyway, so we're moving into the next step of the process here, and it is to do a gallery shot. Now,
okay,
I would like each of us to look into the camera and share your wonderful smile and send out all that positive energy to the world in the social media posts that we do.
Okay, I got to do 4 pages, Carolyn. Everyone smile.
Okay, so 4 pages. Okay, now if you don't want to be in this shot, it's totally fine. Just turn your camera off. But if you do, I'm just going to ask you to set the intention to just share all that positive, loving energy with the world. And let's just put it out there and support people right now just by setting this intention. Okay, ready,
Okay.
Susan? Ready?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, that's 1. Now this takes me a second. I need to get a camera assistant. Now I'm going to page 2. Okay, page 2. I'm going to get to see, oh, I see Gail. Hi, Gail. Hi. Hi, Jackie. Smile. Okay, got to get the next one in. Just keep practicing your smiles because smiling is free.
It is. And it feels good too.
Okay, page 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Kim. Smile.
Thank you.
And I still got one more page.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Cheese. Okay, here's page 4, and then we go. Ready? Okay, page 4. Hey, this is where the people without the cameras are, but there's still some of you. Smile. There, gotcha. Got you. Okay.
Wonderful. So the next phrase, oh, Brian, good to see you. The next phase of development here is we are going to be recording this on Facebook Live. So I hope that you made some great connections in those breakout rooms, and make sure that you follow up on that. We are getting set up now. Susan is just setting up the Facebook Live on Zoom. We can see her doing that there. And in case you want to know how to do this.
I might as well show you how to do this. So you select your, where do you want to post your video to? I'm going to share it into a group. And I put in the group's name. Isn't this amazing?
Well, you know what I think is just so cool is that people can look at this Facebook Live, Mary's presentation, all over the world in a few seconds here. It's just technology has so many positive benefits to have impact on businesses around the world, and it's just so great.
Okay, we're going to go live. Are you ready, Carolyn?
Yes, I am, ma'am.
We're live.
Welcome to the Grand Connection. We are thrilled that you had made the choice to make it here. We are going to be presenting our next expert speaker. We are thrilled and honored to have Mary Charlson here. She is a marketing speaker, educator, and strategist. She's also the author of 2 books. She's a member of the Canadian Association of Professional Speakers and the Global Speakers Federation. Her career has spanned over 20 years in media, advertising, and education. She's a contributor to the Vancouver Business in Vancouver since 2002 and a monthly marketing columnist for the Huffington Post. Her work is published in the Globe and Mail, Toronto Star, Vancouver Sun, and Marketing Magazine. She's a frequent guest on CBC TV, offering her opinion on marketing and business trends. Oh my goodness, Mary, we are so excited to hear what you have to say here. So I'm going to pass it over to you, Mary, and thank you so much for making the choice to share with our people.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And welcome to everyone. This is a phenomenal gathering on a global scale. I hadn't truly appreciated the degree to which Susan and Carolyn had grown this group. So kudos to you girls.
Thank you. Can I just say one thing before you go, Mary? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what I want to let people know is in the right-hand top corner of your screen there, you can choose to pin the speaker. So Mary will show up big onto your screen. So you will not have the gallery shot, and it really has a lot more impact. Mary, thank you. I apologize for interrupting you, but it really makes a difference in being able to hear the message and what Mary has to share. Thank you.
Okay, well, let's get rolling and just get over here and actually share the screen, and then we can get going with our pandemic trends. And I'm just going to minimize this so that I can see things here a little bit more clearly. So are we good there? Okay. So we're going to take a look at 13 consumer behavior trends during the pandemic, and we're going to take a look at applying all of that across our businesses. So less than a year ago, we were barreling on down the highway. Everything was just grand. And then somebody threw a pile of rocks in front of us, and they called it 2020. And it caused us to have to change direction and have to figure a whole lot of stuff out really, really quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look through 13 consumer behavior trends during the pandemic with some observations on how to best adjust our approach to digital marketing associated with these. So let's get going. So the first trend is that our motivations have changed. Hopefully we've all seen a Maslow's hierarchy of needs at some point in time in a Psych 101 class, but essentially we all got pushed down the pyramid. Suddenly safety, psychological needs were our basic things. And previously we had also, it really had been largely functioning towards the middle and the top layer. And so what this really did is it changed the way that we sell, what we sell, and the messaging that we use was impacted by where we have been driven down. Now, if you were a business that was in, the business of selling, protection equipment or things around safety, you've battened down and you've doubled your business. But if you're functioning middle and top, selling like travel, education, events, things that were focused on self-actualization and esteem and love and belonging, like you've had to change your messaging. So, opportunities in this, companies like Watson Gloves, they doubled down, produced gloves, they're doing masks. People who are in the top level have had to change their messaging, change around health, safety, insurance, new ways of belonging. Our workplaces have shifted to home. I think we're now in this era where there's a remote first work mindset that's been introduced. And I think that's interesting. Knowledge workers have the flexibility to work from home, business saving and productivity. There's appeal there for businesses. This has had a huge impact on things like transit use, demands on wardrobe, clothing purchases. It's impacted our downtown cores, less demand on, those little sandwich shops and, all the things that used to service that downtown office employee. It's put huge demands on our in-home internet connection, right? Upload and download are suddenly of concern. And this is a trend that's likely to stay post-pandemic. We're going to see, some people love working from home, some people don't, but we're definitely going to see this hybrid kind of introduced. Curiously, briefcase sales saw a 77% decrease in the last 8 months. Kind of curious. So we're spending more time online. Some of the opportunities here, obviously, we're spending time in different time points during our day, online, on social. We have an opportunity to reach out to our customers much more so than we did in the past. We're also seeing opportunities for hybrid, work week, conferences, education. Many things are going into that hybrid model. Change things around security concerns for remote access, companies that are helping with that, or also ones that are helping you connect with face-to-face, with folks outside of that work environment. They're finding opportunity. Anyone who's selling stuff to help you set up a home office, example here was somebody who's actually doing a little cabin that you can put in your backyard. And that was at least one company that was doing this, but there's other stuff that really has picked up as well in the middle of this. Some retailers are reporting double sales for anything related to things around Wi-Fi boosters, webcams, ring lights. Starbucks and Nestle in the US have seen a huge increase in their at-home made coffee products. Right? So when some things go up, other things, or something goes down, some things also go up. There's an online shopping increase, right? It's created this new baseline in the way that consumers search for, discover, and buy and meet their needs online. We've seen years of growth happen in literally 7 months during the pandemic. The gains, are unlikely to go away post-pandemic as well. And so, whether it be contactless, shopping and payment, curbside pickup, we're likely to see this type of thing into our future, even after the pandemic threat is there. So, some opportunities. We've got online shopping has become second nature. The trust is there. There's likely the need for advice and assurance for people who are selling higher ticket items, right? Travel, the recreational toys, the boats, the RVs. People are buying these things online, but they're needing a different set of advice and customer service follow-up. We were anticipating a 14% increase in search ad spending in 2020 at the beginning of the year. And a lot of that is normally dedicated around travel. Well, obviously that kind of got sucker punched, but we've seen the uptake in other areas. So search ad spending in areas like RV and boat rental. And that's been largely, fueled by the trend for local travel. We've seen an increase in online media usage. We've gone from spending an average of 3 days, or 3 days, sometimes it feels like that, 3 hours a day to over 10 hours a day when we take a look at our media for work as well as entertainment. And that's some stats from Pew Research. Social media and smartphone uses, gains are likely to stay post-pandemic, and that will make it even more important for us to have a strong digital footprint and to be active on social media. Some companies cut their ad budgets, and some of them have remained cut in the beginning of the new year. I know Strategy Magazine had some stats in the second quarter saying that digital ad spending was down 20%. Some of that has recovered in quarter three. The curious thing here is that ad spending went down, but time online went up. And so to me, that spells opportunity because you can cut through the clutter more easily for less cost. Now, a little bit of that got impacted by US politician ad spending around that. And we are seeing a little bit more of a creep on a recovery there, but there was definitely an opportunity, and there still is in certain pockets. Pathomatics research said that ad spending for top advertisers had dropped 20% on Facebook and 9% on Twitter during that quarter two and leading into quarter three. There's also opportunity in new areas. So the acceptance around things like telehealth, telecounseling online have seen growth that is likely not to roll back. People have accepted this fact of virtual online for these services, and that could be a potential growth opportunity as well. There's a focus on self-improvement, whether it's the increased time to reflect on, what we value, or a sudden discovery of additional time to actually take up those activities that we've put off. The whole notion around self-improvement, body, mental health has really seen an uptake. 33% of Ernst & Young survey respondents said that they would reappraise the things that they value and not take them for granted after the pandemic. We've seen an increase in home fitness and yoga equipment sales, up 154%. Fitness and weight training equipment sales were up 150% in March, and overall 307% jump in online sales. Vitamin supplements are up 50%. Now, some of that might have been some forward buying. Gym bag sales are down 57%. And beer sales are up, spirits are up. Beer's up 20, spirits are up 40. I'm not sure what that says about self-improvement, but it certainly tells you a bit of a story of where we're at in our coping mechanisms. The opportunities in there, right? Certainly education, learning a new skill, certification, are all kind of trends. I've seen, fitness app videos, member sites for independent online fitness. Yoga coaches are really finding their new kind of jam in this area. A lot of them are growing through Instagram and YouTube, offering not only teaching their students, but also courses online for building yoga online coaching programs. This area is exploding. And a lot of these people used to work at the Orange Fitnesses of the world or wherever, the yoga studios. They've established their own businesses. There's do-it-yourself culture is on the rise. Whether it be your victory garden this past summer or, baking bread, we've seen a huge uptake in this whole notion of doing a lot of things for yourself. And a lot of them, it's around home improvement. Some of the things are around, things like nursery and landscaping. We saw that category sales go up 60 to 70%. So sewing machines was up 60 to 80%. I'm pretty sure in January 2020, if you were selling sewing machines, you wouldn't have expected that in your category. Demand for bread makers is increased by 400% at Bed Bath & Beyond, right? Who knew? So some opportunities in all of that, basically acknowledging the budgets that might have gone to travel now going to things like home renovations, patio, landscaping, if you're doing it on yourself, or taking up new hobbies. And, whether it be kite surfing, whether, various things, people are, taking up a lot of new activities. We saw hair color sales in the second quarter. We're up 30% across industry. It's cooled off slightly in the third quarter, but we're apt to see this increase again in quarter 4 with increased shutdowns. But for some, it's a new pattern of behavior, right? Do-it-yourself nail care and polish sales were up 115%. A lot of people chose to actually make their nest a little nicer, right? Bathroom renovations for anyone. It's making your home more enjoyable. Home Depot, an example, they initially laid off quite a few of their employees and then brought them back when they realized that this do-it-yourself culture was taking off. Their building supplies, a lot of things ran out in July and August. If you were trying to get lumber for a project, July and August was not a good time to be looking for it, certainly locally in British Columbia anyway. We've got a hyper-localized focus, right? The pandemic seems to have kind of accelerated this whole kind of social trend around favoring country and regional kind of solutions and an increase in nationalistic behaviors. But a lot of that was driven by this whole kind of, we have to stay home, we have to stay close. Curiously, luggage sales are down 77% year over year. I don't know about you, but my bag hasn't seen action since February, and it's unlikely to for some time yet to come. So, while there's kind of that pent up international travel, the desire for it, there's going to be a renewed interest for local and the ease of doing it that I think is going to extend for quite some time. Largely the consideration going forward will be that, faced with, quite possibly increased cost of international travel and the whole complexity, right? So initially pent up demand, right? And then I think we're going to see some things that really kind of favor a real boon in the local stuff. So, in my local province in BC, we are certainly encouraged to explore BC, but that also drove some interesting things. 70% of boat retailers were out of stock or low in inventory as of July. RV sales also increased, so it reported a similar trend in the demand curve and lack of product available by the summer. And if you wanted to buy a stand-up paddleboard or a kayak in Canada and you didn't get it before July, you were out of luck. I saw one returned in North Vancouver in August, and it was like a feeding frenzy. And the guy said, well, actually a retailer in Ontario is having it shipped. They didn't anticipate the demand. So coming into the winter, the consideration here is, there's lots of things that are going to be impacted. I mean, we're not going to have our sun holidays, right? Sunscreen sales have had a double-digit decrease. Swimsuits, women's swimwear is down 64%, men is down 59%. It could explain why one of our local retailers here, Swimco, after 40 years went under, right? The opportunities will be to take a look at how can people get out safely in the winter. So for us here, certainly in the Northern Hemisphere, taking a look at like ski, snowboard, skating, snowshoe sales, anything that will allow us to get out, we'll probably have the same kind of drive on those products as we saw with like stand-up paddleboards in the summer. The interactions have gone virtual. So it seems to have accelerated this digital technology adaptation trend. There's a few faces here that are actually with us today that are on it was one of my Friday afternoon happy hour calls. Whether it be that you have FaceTime, Messenger, MS Teams, Zoom, it's really enabled this whole kind of social and work interactions to continue. Obviously, face-to-face is never going to go away, but expect business to really question business travel for quite some time, because we've definitely proven that this can unite people. In fact, it can do some things even better than, you would never have the opportunity for something like the Grand Connection in a physical environment. It would be very, very difficult to pull it together, at least on a monthly occurring basis. But it's curious that along with going virtual, our self-care seems to have declined somewhat. Globally, L'Oreal beauty market fell 14% and in the first half of the year. Professional beauty makeup fragrances were down 25%. I don't know if we can blame that on Zoom filters or not, but possibly. And the whole formal wear for men and women is down 62%. Really, when it only matters what you've got from the waist up, people aren't going out and buying those new shoes for sure. So the opportunities here, obviously the comfort with tech in general has gone warp speed. We are going to have opportunity for hybrid events, whether that be, you know, some online, some in person, for school, meetings, work. We're definitely going to see that coming, but we're also going to have to likely wake up our customers. What I mean by that is we're going to have to kind of maybe shock them into getting away from the screen and coming back to the real life. Now, I mean, the good news around that is obviously, you know, there's likely going to be desire to get back face to face, reuniting and celebrating. Anything with a hug at the end of the customer journey is going to be of appeal. And we're likely going to have a revival of products and services that demand touch, taste, and smell in person, simply because we haven't had the opportunity for that. We've been denied. You know, the normal bell curve for adaptation, you know, for going virtual would have, you know, this kind of early majority and, you know, early adopters making up 50%, and that late majority and the laggards being that 50. Well, the pandemic basically threw those guys to the front of the curve. And so really, you know, what's happened, you know, now is what would have taken 5 years. And so the opportunities in that will be the, you know, the impact of the acceleration is profound, because I believe once we come out of this, we're set for a healthy and a very diverse economy that quite well could be on warp speed once we get through all of this. That's the happy part, at least in my mind. People are looking to economize, right? So there's been this shift to more frugal spending. Some of this is a result of job loss, others it's psychological. 60% of people report having cut back on their spending. Some of that's, you know, they're just being cautious. Other people, it's, you know, they're actually spending less. And so they actually have higher savings. They're not spending it on gym memberships, travel, going out, dinner, drinks, entertainment, fashion, gas, and parking, right? They actually have more money. And what introduces an interesting thing here is that this notion of the possibility of the K recovery, where we have some industries that will actually do quite well, others that are really kind of hurting. And what matters to you is what industry are you from, but most importantly, where are your customers coming from? I find it really curious how real estate is kind of, you know, in, you know, outlying areas is kind of ballooning in terms of demand. People with the work from home that have realized that they can kind of move out of the city are fueling this. And they're feeling, you know, yes, they're economizing in some ways, but they're actually saving money in so many different areas that they're actually feeling a bit richer. So it's this bizarre kind of, you've got some people feeling really hurt and down and others that are feeling quite hopeful. Our behaviors are becoming habits. Now this one is really interesting because we've had so many changes and in our behaviors, but you know, I believe that our behaviors are becoming habits, and habits amplified over time are becoming trends. This is a big deal because the longer this goes on, the more entrenched we become. Now, you know, some guys are rocking the Zoom calls, right? Business up top, party on the bottom, right? Zoom working from home is working for them. For others, not so much. It's a challenge. And yet for others, they've found new ways of working out that they may now prefer. And so what we're seeing with this is that there's a huge swing in our shopping patterns. Right? Our time and frequency, we're spending less time shopping, we're more purposeful. Our online purchases, shopping, consumption of goods, takeout food, right? We have got so many different substitutes that we have found. It's profound in the impact that it has over the longer time period as it becomes habits, right? Cooking meals from home, new fitness routines, gardening, right? New entertainment, online streaming, you know, all of these things are potentially could have staying power in the future. Now, I did some research with a group of colleagues I'm connected with. It was a sample of 100 people. It was in late May, early June, and I asked them a series of questions. And this was one of the stats that came out of that. It was 73% have changed products, suppliers, or services that they were previously loyal to. I was kind of blown away at this stat. I did not expect it to be that high, but it was the second one that really hit me hard. 65% of those pleased with the alternatives found are likely or strongly likely to continue the behavior in the future. That is a big number. Now I realize it's not a sample of a, broad reaching sample, but for my professional group, I thought this one was really quite interesting. When executives, this is the time period when you really need to connect with your customers. If you're in B2B, connect with your B2B buyers, and having relationships that matter more. It matters more now than ever, because this kind of move and change is dramatic. When executives from firms who were surveyed after economic disasters like the Depression, recessions, 9/11, when they were interviewed, many said that they had maintained supplier relationships for long periods of time, often to current day, with the companies that were there for them in the hard times. And so I think in times of upheaval, this whole notion of relationships really does matter. People change behaviors due to an external force, seldom shift back if they discover something of value and the option of keeping it. Really, we're collectively off balance. So much has changed so quickly, but we're hanging on. And sometimes we're just strapped in, but we're hanging on. We have to be conscious of where our customers are in those changed behaviors. Now, human connection and storytelling are on the rise. So, good storytelling is never going to go out of fashion, but the pandemic seems to have shined a light on this craving for human connection through stories. It's amplified. I think the notion of being imperfect is good right now. Not trying to be, saying that your life is great, admitting everything, being real and human, I think is what resonates with customers right now. A lot more people are spending time on Instagram stories and reels these days. We know it was up 40% for Instagram users, 34% for stories on Facebook. There's this craving to know who you are as the real person. What's the backstory on your company? Don't just be all super polish and pushing your stuff. There's this real craving for this. Also for companies that take a stand, right? Brands that take a stand on social issues, and being real are being rewarded. Those that like them, love them more. Anything around injustice, diversity, equality, inclusion. We've seen the whole thing in the States around Black Lives Matter, the Me Too movement, LGBTQ rights. It might be counterintuitive, but the ones that love you more, right? So making that human connection around this, we've certainly seen opportunities in that. Another thing is Instagram introduced Instagram Reels in August 2020. And right now, the folks who are kind of using Reels, it was a preemptive move against TikTok, I think, really. And it's, 15-second video kind of shows the, kind of the fun day-to-day kind of things in the background, but it becomes part of your profile. It's much more permanent than stories. Right now, Instagram is rewarding people who are using Reels, with organic reach. And so this can be another way that we could be essentially leveraging this. Right now, empathy is huge. Connecting with, what's happening with your customers, showing care, making decisions based on care and trust, I think matters now more than ever. And, sort of basically listening more and selling less, or at least less hard selling, right? The whole human connection thing is really interesting. Some of you who follow me on social media may have seen this post. I had my first client face-to-face meeting 7 months after not having a face-to-face meeting. It just happened last month. And in the tizzy of trying to get ready to go to this meeting, I couldn't find my pants. And I realized that I had taken them to the dry cleaners back in February and had never picked them up. And I basically posted just a very kind of raw, on the fly video of this experience. as opposed to normally when I publish more polished stuff online. And this thing kind of went crazy. And so this is the kind of thing, making that personal connection and not being afraid to share, you know, the very real moments. Yes, I did find pants. I didn't have to wear a trench coat to the meeting. Another example of this having empathy is Mount Buller Ski Resort in Victoria, Australia. Their winter was our summer. So they've already been through this whole ski season in the pandemic. And Melbourne shut down for a good, I think it was a good 3 months in lockdown. And so they were majorly impacted. Vail, one of the main competitors for Mount Buller, opened for 4 days and then closed. But Mount Buller managed to get in 40 days of skiing before closing. But what's really interesting is that they offered their members, and I use the word members, not customers, very deliberately. They gave them the option of deciding what refund they should have, right? So up to 100% refund or 100% credit for the season. And they let them decide based on the experience that they felt that they had had that season. They didn't nickel and dime them. They trusted them and their goodwill, and they showed empathy for where they were. This earned them a lot of goodwill. It earned them a lot of earned media and publicity that they were able then to put out on their social channels and share. Vail, you know, had yet to offer anything to the pass holders. Not sure what that says about Vail's approach in Whistler. We'll see what this winter goes like. Fear may remain long-term. This is one of my negative ones, but it's not really if we frame it the right way. If you've never heard of Martin Lindstrom, I highly recommend Googling him and following some of his work. He wrote the original biology book, which was based on 2,000 brain scans of subjects in 6 countries. And it was basically the whole neuroscience of why we buy. He's updated it for the coronavirus world. And his basic kind of premise is that the virus will fade away eventually, but the emotional impact of the virus is likely to remain infused in our subconscious as fear. And he sort of uses the analogy of, you know, the different generations that experienced the Depression, the war years, you know, how that was kind of their time where a lot of, you know, for a decade, they're fearful around this whole, you know, if another catastrophe struck, you know, what would happen? So this was the coupon clipping generation, the saving, the not leveraging into the future. And he says, you know, argues that essentially every generation, you know, will have, you know, their time. You know, for us, major crisis, we got the pandemic, and some would argue we got the bonus round. We got 9/11. It's still early on, but he's got some pretty compelling research around supporting this thinking. And while it might be disturbing for some people, I think there's some optimism in this if we understand and use it to frame up where our customers are coming from. I wrote an article not too long ago about risk credits. And it was an interesting phrase. So it's this measure of risk that people are willing to take as a trade-off. It's kind of like a time-worthy measurement. You know, how much risk they will accept, you know, in relation for a reward, right? But it's governed by this notion of fear. And so what we need to understand deeply is the entire customer journey and reframe everything from the, you know, interaction from the position of fear, right? And if that sounds negative, it's not. It's just being smart. It's having empathy, understanding where they're at. You know, some opportunities here might be around, you know, guarantees, you know, money down, easy refund, offering insurance, you know, educating on safety, making the purchase and returns easy, acknowledging separation anxiety, acknowledging where they're at in terms of fear, and making sure that the language of our promotions are not tone deaf. And bring up the possible concerns. You know, I've seen a lot of travel stuff, which is aspirational, but it's also quite tone deaf. So I think it's kind of interesting to consider. We can't just ignore this stuff. There's kind of this interesting thing around cross-generational craving from the past. You know, it's a buffer against anxieties during the pandemic. And it's part of a bigger trend for craving comfort to combat fear. We've seen this with, you know, do-it-yourself projects, baking bread. We're likely to see it show up in terms of leveraging nostalgia. Spotify reported that there's an 54% increase in terms of oldies music, right, being saved. This whole notion of comfort marketing and nostalgia is something I think we'll see more of. You know, rotary dial phones, turntables, LPs, flip phones, whatever it might be. I think comfort marketing is apt to be with us for some time as we collectively try to heal, you know, from social divisions and the impacts of the pandemic. The last one here is, you know, word of mouth is more important than ever. And here's some interesting stats, right? 66% of marketing is occurring without you. And that 66% is happening on social media, through word of mouth, in customer-driven content, and through reviews. 80% of customers distrust all advertising. And here's the kicker: content about a brand created by a consumer in their own authentic voice gets 600% more engagement than content about the same product by the company. This has caused a lot of anxiety in the marketing department. And so the big challenge here is how to be word of mouth worthy during the pandemic. You know, the pandemic word of mouth channels have been altered. And this is my big message around all of this stuff. We've seen an increase in digital interaction in closed channels: Zoom, direct messaging, email. It is changing the way that word of mouth is happening. Our customers are gathering on their own islands. They're alone, but together, and they've created their own communities. And we have to be invited in. And to do that, we have to be helpful, show empathy, show respect. It's kind of like they're gathering in small towns, a Canadian winter small town. But, you know, let's face it, right now the island is a whole lot more appealing, right? We need to earn the right to become part, you know, to be invited onto the island and to become part of the conversation. So these pandemic word of mouth channels have changed. We've got face-to-face Zoom calls, phone calls, increased digital interactions and comments, shares, and emails. But a lot of this is one-to-one. We've got Facebook groups, direct messaging on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter direct messaging. But again, it's closed. We've got forums, message, WhatsApp groups, tag and text friends in the know, right? We're hungry to speak to people who can help us and advise us, whether it's where to get your hair done or where to, you know, to source things during the pandemic. People are connecting, but they're doing it in different ways than they did just 7 months ago. There's consumer-based rating sites. We're checking stuff out. We're doing online reviews, even more than we were before. It's closed group and one-on-one. This is my big message. If you remember nothing else from the presentation that I've hit with you, this trend is not going to go away. It was underway already, but the pandemic has accelerated exponentially. We need to earn the right to be part of the conversation. And we do that through being word of mouth worthy and having empathy, right? Break jobs, hair salons, food delivery, safe places to shop, travel, recreate. These are the conversations that they're having. They trust the word of mouth, reviews, recommendations from friends now more than ever. Essentially, what we've been doing, a lot of the road has kind of been closed and we've been asked to do a detour. Our traditional channels are being altered, right? We're being forced to take a detour, earn the right to be part of the conversation on the island or the small town. Because those conversations are likely to remain private, largely because our patterns will remain even after the pandemic passes. So instead of chasing social media impressions and shares, even though those are important, you know, give them something worth talking about. You know, earn the right to be part of the conversation. You know, wildly exceed expectations, have empathy. Oh gosh, just have empathy. Make an emotional connection, and then wrap your brand in that story. I realize I've hit you with a lot of stuff, and I thank you for your time. I invite you, and I know Susan's going to share it at the end, but to follow my blog, subscribe to my e-newsletter. It comes out every Sunday morning, 5-minute marketing tips. And this is the kind of stuff that I share on a weekly basis.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Mary. Wow, honestly, everything you said was so meaningful and so incredibly powerful. And we appreciate you for the fact that you think through all these things, and it's going to support each of us in looking at our customers' behaviors, habits, and the incredible opportunities that we have in all those different industries. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you giving your time. So next on the agenda will be I wanted to really recognize our facilitators and make sure that, yes, thank you. So I'd like to welcome our facilitators, our new facilitators, which are, Susan's getting there.
I'm finding it. There they are.
Yeah, up, back one. There you go. Down one. There you go. So our new facilitators are Elizabeth, Mike, and Michelle. If you could just give a wave to the group, that would be wonderful. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the Grand Connection community support system as a facilitator in the Mastermind breakout rooms. Our other facilitators that I'd like to acknowledge are Melissa, Suzanne, Val, Shanel, Jocelyn, Karen, Jackie, and Jella. Thank you so much. And of course, Cheryl, Greg, Janice, Eileen, Kim, Regina, Kathy, and Mariah. Thank you. You can just give a wave so people know. These facilitators will be in the Mastermind breakout rooms to support you along the process and the timing. So our Mastermind group, we're going to be going into it next. You will have an opportunity to introduce yourself once again to this group for 30 seconds. You will have a timer if there's no facilitator in the room, and each business, one after the other, will introduce themselves for 30 seconds. I'm going to suggest that we have 1.5 minutes. We have 2 minutes on this slide. We're running a little bit short on time. So after you've introduced each business, we will go into 1.5 minutes. And what I'd like you to share is choose one of those trends that Mary has said and really look at how that could be an opportunity within your business to pursue. And then after you've shared that in the group will give you some ideas on other opportunities, and you can brainstorm together on how you can move forward with that trend. And Susan, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. So just remember, when you're in the breakouts, if there's anything you need help with, just put the help button, and you can leave. Also, you can just leave the room and come to the main room and talk to me about it too. Sometimes there's somebody that stays in the room that's left the meeting and there's just an empty screen. I can remove them. So just come and tell me and I'll get them out of the room for you. So let's go. I'm all set. We've got 21 rooms. Let's go join them. Join your rooms. And we're still on Facebook Live, Carolyn. So you want to just say what's going on right now?
I do. Thank you. So next slide, please, Susan. So our vision at the Grand Connection was born on March 15th as Susan and I looked at the Grand Canyon and realized businesses would feel lost, afraid, and not knowing critically what to do during this pandemic. So Susan and I decided to come together to form this virtual networking organization, the Grand Canyon. And our intention is to bring you expert speakers like Mary shared today, once a month in this event, and then also have real-time connections, which is our event that happens 2 weeks.
Hey, Carolyn, we got people coming back in here that we should help.
Okay.
Everybody, did you not get in the room? What's happened, people?
I was in a room by myself. I
Okay.
talk to myself a lot anyway.
Okay. All right. So
I wasn't put into a room, Susan.
Susan, I'm just going to continue on here.
Okay. I'm going to start to put people into, see where I can put you guys. Okay.
So our Real-Time Connections is a joint venture operation that brings in joint venture organizations from around the world virtually, and we come together. And the mastermind groups, which everybody is in or going in, is a great opportunity for people to brainstorm and come up with new solutions. We have a really exciting event coming up on December the 4th, which is what we're calling our holiday celebration event. And we are contributing to a charity in Guatemala. And we're really excited about that. And it's going to be one of our biggest events. We are bringing in all the joint venture organizations from the last 8 months to collaborate and come together. So that organization is called Project Somos, and it is an incredible village in Guatemala that supports youth and families in education, as well as a whole nutrition program. What we're looking for is prizes, Susan. We're looking for prizes to contribute at our holiday event.
We had so many people shuffle around that we're going to. Richard and Mary, you're in the same room. Just go back into it. Okay. And Carla, you're in that room too.
Okay, sorry for the
Mary,
confusion.
I'll put you where somebody else
wanted
is.
me to go in. So do you want me to go back in?
Yeah, go back in. Richard and Mary, you're both in the same room, and so is Carla. Carla, you're all in that room. And Mike Manning's there all by himself waiting for you.
Give me a button.
Mary, have you found it on your Zoom bar? Let's see where you are.
Okay, so
your room, I'm going to move you to a different one. Here you go.
We are looking for prizes for our December 4th joint venture event. Digital
Mary,
prizes.
Look for the join button.
Thank you.
Edit this.
I don't have
everybody. We just have to get everyone into the room.
Thank you. So I'm just going to sign off. Thank you.
Mike, you're in a room. Can you join it? It says you're in one.
No.
Hey, Susan, if you can just take it off Facebook Live, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, Susan, it sent me to a room all by myself.
Yeah, and then everybody go back in it. There's people in there now.
There's no
How do
join
I get
button.
there?
No join button.
You have to, so Barry, you have to go to the bottom of the screen. See where,
Mike,
where
let me
it
just
says
see where you are.
Breakout.
Got it. I hit it.
Okay, so Mike, let me move you somewhere else. See if anybody's all by themselves. So we had too many people leave. That's what happened. So Kathy and Diane are all by themselves. So we've got 2 rooms with 2. Maybe I'll just move those guys over to Kathy and Diane. Do you think I should just do them? We've got 2 rooms of 2. Carolyn?
What's that? What's that?
We have 2 rooms of 2 people. Carla didn't, Carla's just disappeared. So I guess she's not in the room.
Okay.
I'm just going to get her off of I'm going to get her to remove her from this meeting because she's showing up in somebody's room.
Okay. And I'm just going to go outside.
I just don't know
quickly.
what I should do. I've got a bunch of 2s and that's bad.
Can you just,
or do we just leave them?
Just leave them. They can have extra time to connect. It's just meant to be, Susan. Just let it be. And Don's doing the blower outside and it's really noisy. I got to go tell him to stop. I'll be right back in 15 seconds. Okay.
Do you want to go and visit anybody?
No, I don't.
Maybe
no.
one of the rooms with just 2 people. Maybe we should for a little bit.
Okay, so who's in the what is available there?
So we've got Mary, Mike, and Richard all in a room, so that's okay. That's all right. Carla never joined, and she's specifically Mary's friend, and I put her in there. David, Guthrie, and Michelle are by themselves. I'm going to just put you in there, and within 21.
Okay.
And then there's Kathy and Diane are all by themselves. We could see if they want to do something. Like you can ask them if they want to join another room, and I'll move them to another room.
I will.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Hi, Lindsay. Did you just come on, or are you supposed to be in a room? Lindsay, are you there? Your mic, you're muted.
I am. Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, did you want to join a breakout room right now? This is the masterminding after the talk.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to just put you in with these two ladies. There's only two. There you go. If you can get your camera on, you'll be able to connect better. Just to let you know, your camera's not working right now. Hey, you're back, Carolyn? Do you want to go anywhere else?
No, they're doing great in there. Michelle, who I've known for 30 years, is with David Guthrow. He's just kind of totally happy right now.
Okay. So, all right. Well, that's good.
There's Carla Gale Thibault wanted to come back in. I'll let her in.
Did she?
Yep.
Because I put her there because she was just sitting here. I think she left the room.
I think she pushed the wrong button.
I don't think Carla's here anymore. I think she's left her computer.
Oh,
she didn't go into the room. I put her with Mary because she's friends with Mary, but she didn't go. So I think she's just left.
Okay.
So I just put her in the waiting room. Carla, if you're there, you can text me and I'll put you back in. She just sat there like she came in for all of the beginning. Oh. Hello, Stephen. Hi, Stephen. Did you drop earlier or are you just coming in? You're on mute. Hello, Stephen. Hello. Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
He's still on mute, that's why.
Oh, there you are, mute. Oh, you unmuted yourself. Hello?
I don't know if he can hear us.
Can you hear me? Thumbs up?
No, it's not working. So can you just bring up the slide that says thank you, guest speaker, Mary, just so we're ready for that?
Yeah, I had to, we'll just cut out the Facebook Live and we'll have to just edit that and cut the end off and put it back up.
Yeah.
Make sure we're still not.
So go back to Mary.
So this is this the second one? This is
that's the first one. Keep going. There you go, right there. Yep, that's where we need to be. Yep.
Okay, I'm just stopping the share. Stephen?
Good afternoon.
There, you got it finally. Yay.
Yes.
so were you on the talk earlier or did you just jump on now?
No, I just jumped on. I just, I can't, oh, I know what. I was in Facebook and I saw, oh, this is in session. How did I miss you? So
yeah.
I jumped on.
So right now there's breakout sessions, a mastermind. There's about 5 5 more minutes of it left. Do you want to join a room and say hello to some people in there and just listen in?
Sure.
Or do you want, okay, so I'll
I
just
can do
put
that,
you
yeah.
in one of the small, should I put him in with Michelle and David?
Absolutely. And Stephen, just come a little bit closer to the screen, kind of put your head, there you go. There
Yeah,
you go.
remember where the camera is.
Yeah,
Look where the
yeah.
camera, because we're not,
Yes.
we're seeing the side of
Yeah.
your face.
Right, because the camera's to the right of me, actually.
That's right.
Yeah. So you want to
There you
practice
go.
reading, looking into the camera.
Yes.
Good job there. Awesome.
Yeah, there.
How
much have I missed?
Oh, most of it.
Yeah, we're almost finished. But you know what? It's
Oh.
good. We're glad you're here.
Yeah.
And the recording is going to be on Facebook Live anyway, so you can
Okay.
listen to the whole thing.
Okay.
In the group.
Thanks.
So where are you now? Oh, I don't know what's happened to him. I don't know where I put him. He went somewhere else.
Oh, well, he doesn't know. Mary's sure smart.
Yeah. So we ran out of time, so.
Well, we did, and we went over, but you know, the truth is everything she had to say is really important. And I just think that.
Well, this is where I think what it has to be is that we have the chapters, and that's where you're going to go in your deeper dives on these things with your group.
And then we have to make sure that the expert speakers stick to their time. She said 23 minutes. It was 36.
I know.
So we got to make sure, and we got to double check with them and say, are you capable of doing it in 20 minutes? Right?
Here comes somebody. Hello. Hey, you guys coming back from your rooms?
Yeah, we decided to come back because we were there for a while. How long should we have been there?
Oh, this one, it goes longer. So you're there you got another 4 or 5 minutes. How many? It's 12:51, Carolyn. When do you want to?
I would say another 4 minutes.
Okay, it was the 3 of us, and so we weren't sure. We thought, let's come back.
Okay.
So you've introduced yourself to each other first, yes?
Yes, yes.
And then you've gone into a trend that.
We did talk about trends, yes.
And how you could incorporate that as an opportunity for your business.
Yeah, we did that for myself and Gina. We didn't do that with Barry yet.
Okay, go back in and give Barry all
Just
the
go
love
back all
and
in there, guys.
creativity.
Okay, how do we get back?
So you go to the bottom of your screen and it says breakout rooms, and it'll pop up and you just push that button.
Okay, great.
Gina's muted. Don't forget.
Yeah. Good. There's Carla back. I think she's trying to get in.
Carla, you trying to come in or are you wanting to leave?
I'm not sure.
I was just trying to come in because you disconnected me.
Oh, I put you in Mary's room and then you didn't go. So I thought you'd left the meeting. A lot of people do that.
No.
Do you want to join back in? You're in Mary's room if you join the room.
Sure. Can you put me there?
You have to do it yourself. You're listed on the room. You'll go to the bottom of the screen and it says breakout. There's an icon that says breakout rooms, and then click on that and go join on the dashboard.
There's nothing that says breakout room here. It says participant.
Have you found your Zoom bar that says stop video, mute, all that?
Just at the very bottom.
Yep. And it says participants, chat, share screen, and reactions. That's all it says. It says at the top, the host has stopped breakout rooms. Please wait to be assigned.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's.
Okay, I'll reassign you. Mary's room has too many people. How many people are in Mary's room right now? Where is she?
They're going to be coming back in a few moments.
Our room was only 3 people.
Right.
The 3 of us were back.
So what happens at this stage of the game is that people decide that they're just going to leave and they don't go into the breakout rooms. So that's what happens too. Jackie, you made it.
Carla, it's too late to get you in there now.
Sorry, I was so late.
Yeah, everybody will be flying back in.
Hey, Steve.
2 or 3 minutes.
Haven't seen you for years. How are you? You're muted. You're very muted.
saying something about his COVID haircut, I think. I don't know.
You're on mute. You know that, right?
So Jackie, I'm so glad you made it. Where are you located right now too?
I'm at home in Montecito.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. So what did you manage? Did you catch some of Mary's presentation or?
The very tail end of it. So unfortunately.
Yeah. So
can we review that again somehow?
Yes, you can.
Captured somewhere?
Yeah. So if you go into the Facebook group, Grand Connection Facebook group, we'll just.
It's in there.
We'll just let you in there, and then the recording will be there. The live Facebook live recording is there right now. We're going to be taking it off because the end kind of.
We had a lot of people left this time, like, because there was quite a bit. So we ended up with some rooms that had to be rejuggled in the ending there. So we have us still being recorded as we rejuggle the rooms, but.
We'll figure that out. It's all good.
But you can actually switch you can take the video off and replace it on Facebook now. So that allows you to do that. A new feature.
You're very good at this, Susan.
No, I'm not. I'm actually quite frustrated. And I'm not at home right now, so it's even harder. I'm not used to my
you and Carolyn have the same microphones. That much I can tell.
Yeah. No, mine's littler. I got a little baby one because this is my travel one.
Little to me.
Because I'm out in Vernon right now.
Okay, that's all right. We like Vernon too.
Vernon, it's very snowy right now. There's snow everywhere.
Oh.
You know what? But I just think it's so absolutely magnificent that when we do these kinds of events that is virtual, we can be anywhere.
So I'm closing the rooms now, Carolyn. It's 1 minute.
Yes. Well, anyway, just nice to see you, Steve. Just I know you from somewhere too, Steve. What's your business?
Delaware and Associates Consulting, but I've been involved with EMA and a lot of other things.
He did a self-employment program stuff a long time ago too, didn't you?
Well,
yeah, no, I used to
ages ago.
Yeah.
Well, I was involved in
that. Jan, you ended up leaving and coming in, so I had trouble finding a room for you. You're muted, Jan.
I know what happened is my computer crashed. Never does that. I missed most of the presentation. I now have to run because I still haven't had lunch and I've got a 20 after 1 appointment. So lots of love to you guys. Thank you so much. Okay. Awesome.
The same to you. And just make sure you watch it on Facebook Live. Okay.
Jen? I will. Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Everyone's coming back.
Oh, good.
How was that?
Here they are. All these beautiful faces from all over the world. Oh, Sue Mayer. There you go. Good to see you. Thank you. Jackie, yes, good job. So I just would like to thank every one of you for making the choice to be here. I think the presentation that Mary shared with us was incredible. I just learned so much about this impact for acceleration on warp speed. Love it. And Mary, we're going to resonate with these individual pandemic trends and continue the creativity to find our position of opportunity and go after that. I just love the behaviors, the habits, and the trends. So Mary, wherever you are, thank you. I don't see you on the screen here at the moment. Maybe she's not back yet. Right there you are. Okay, awesome. So Mary, you know what? Just good on you. Can we all just give Mary a wave of appreciation and thank you? Yes. Thank you.
And Mary also is giving a discount off of her marketing program for Grand Connection members. Mary, do you just want to say a couple short words about that? And I'm going to paste it in the chat for everybody.
Yeah, I've got a marketing with media course. It's an online course, and it's for small business entrepreneurs learning about how to leverage what I call the 5-pillar media approach. There's your home, your owned, your rented, your earned, your embedded, and your paid media. And so social media is rented. And so it's all 5 and getting them all to kind of work all together. It's a course that is actually kind of licensed within some university courses, but it's done. I mean, I do it. I created it for small business entrepreneurs. So it's very user-friendly videos kind of, but it's all self-taught. Basically, you work your way through it on your own.
Thank you. And thank you for giving everybody $100 off. Awesome. More money, more savings for other things, for AdWords or whatever we need to do, right?
Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna share with everybody our next event, which is really exciting for us. We're bringing in all the virtual networking organizations that we've worked with to date in the last 8 months, and we're creating a big holiday celebration. The theme is going to give, going to serve. We are contributing and sharing an amazing donation strategy towards Project Somos, which is from Guatemala. And Heather's here. If you could just give us a wave from Guatemala. There you are, Heather Knox. So we're looking for business digital prizes that we will give away at that event. And anything else you want to say about that?
Connect with me if you have a prize, digital, maybe a membership, something that could possibly, you know, be won by a lot of people. So not something that will use up all, if it's a consulting program and it's one-on-one time, you might want to do something that's more digital or that you could leverage your time with, but that's valuable for our community, which is small businesses and professionals trying to grow online.
So what we're going to do is have all these digital prizes, and anybody that donates even a minimum amount to a maximum amount will receive all this package of digital prizes. And our goal is to raise $5,000 at this event, and it will be matched by Giving Tuesday on the December the 1st event. So, you know, Heather, we're really excited to really lead this mission with you and contribute to your people.
Thank you.
And I just want to say that we need your help to grow this organization. So please, please invite other entrepreneurs that you know, other business friends and associates to come to the Grand Connection. Our event is in 2 weeks, and you will see us posted on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, and you'll receive a follow-up email. I want to thank you for making the decision to be here, and thank Mary for her amazing contributions. And I look forward to seeing you on December the 4th. So let's connect, create, and collaborate.
Collaborate.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you later.
Thanks again, guys. I put my e-newsletter sign up in the chat, Carolyn.
Oh, thank you.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you, Mary. Everybody save the chat too.
Yeah, that's the other
three
thing.
dots at the bottom are where you save the chat.
Oh, okay, great,
Yeah.
Cool.
So you can get all the list of everybody you've connected with and all the people who've shared their contact information.
Okay.
The process is in the follow-up. So, you know, do the follow-up. If you've made a good connection in one of the rooms, if there's somebody you really want to follow up with, do that. Make that call, have that Zoom meeting with them and connect and find ways that you can collaborate. You don't have to be, you know, you can be finding something that's, you know, something you can partner on. Maybe a customer, but also somebody you can do something with, or somebody who knows people that you are looking to reach, or you guys have the same target audience. So follow up.
Just don't forget the time change.
Right, right. So thank you, everybody. See you in 2 weeks. Thanks for making the choice to be here.
See you in 2 weeks. And then we take a break for December, and then we'll be back again in January. We've got some really exciting things in January. Productivity, and we're doing a wellness themed big connector. So it'll be really exciting. All about making ourselves well so we can be well for ourselves, our family, and our business.
You mean losing all of that Christmas fat?
Yeah, and there's always a diet happening January 1st in my family.
I just love seeing all these people. Rui, thanks for being here. I just, honestly, it just fills my heart, makes my heart sing. Just to know, you know?
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
Bye. So what we decided we're going to do on the next one, because it's a party, is we're going to have a little bit of a what do we call it? A mingle afterwards. You could just stay on and you can go into other rooms and stuff and talk to people. So we'll make it go a little bit longer next time.
We will, and we're going to have like the worst sweater contest and the best holiday virtual background contest. And it's going to be really fun. You know, similar to yours, what you did, Mary, on your Zoom meetings. We're just going to make it really fun and for a great great cause too.
Yeah. So we get to use her red umbrella then as a background because it's Christmas colors.
We should all use the merry red umbrella.
That's right.
Yeah, the patio's kind of been closed up for the season, right? It's under a tarp.
Yeah. Well,
Mary
it's
was
funny.
always, oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say it's funny because we have the exact same red umbrella. So it was like, but oh, hey, I could use that. That's definitely our patio.
Cool.
Well, Mary had a what did you call your event on Fridays?
Friday afternoon happy hour. I did it very early on, and it was partly just to kind of learn Zoom in a more sophisticated sense, and also just to be able to drink with my friends from around the world on Friday afternoon. Really, there was no more. That was the objective at the beginning, and then we started sharing tips and all sorts of things. So.
And you were always experimenting. You put video on, you tried the polls, you did the breakouts, we did all that. We learned Zoom with you, Mary. Like really, this is, you know what? This has gotten the way it is because of all of our practices with you. And I thank you.
Yeah, no, I think, and you guys have just taken it and just turned it into something amazing, which is awesome. Yeah.
Sorry, I have a question for Chris. Chris, did you find those 3 dots that you can save the chat?
No. No, I have not.
Below the chat, it's file, and then there are 3 dots. You can just click on that and save the chat.
Below the chat,
there's files.
three dots. I don't see the 3
Okay,
dots.
you have to, Chris, you have to open the chat up first.
Yeah.
And then you've got the chat, and usually it's in a sidebar or it's floating in the center. And then down at the bottom on the right-hand corner of that chat bar, you're going to find, it'll say file, and it also, you'll see the 3 dots. If you click on that, it will open up to save chat.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. No, I don't. I don't see it. I have the screen.
Chris, what device are you on?
I was just going to ask that.
I'm on an iPad.
Okay, it doesn't. You can't do it from an
iPad.
iPad.
You can't do it from an iPad.
So Chris,
no,
I'll save the chat and I will send it to you.
I feel much better now that I can't do it rather than not being able to see it. Thank you.
Actually, what I'll do is I'll just attach it right now. My computer.
So Heinz can send it. That's good.
Yeah.
You can delegate that, Carolyn.
Oh, awesome. Couldn't
just
I?
hold on a second here. I'm just going to see if I can find it.
It was really nice meeting everyone. Thank you so much.
Oh, you too.
Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Enjoyed it. Thanks for the invite, Carolyn.
Oh
yes,
gosh,
thanks,
Pamela, so good to see you, my dear. And you've been doing such great things. You're such an amazing woman. I'm so proud of you. Seriously. Way to go. Nice to see you too. Yeah, I'd love to connect.
See you guys.
Okay.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Figured it out.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for your help. Bye.
If the thing is sent, you should see it on the chat.
Oh, thank you.
There you are. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Oh, how lovely. Thank you.
Yeah,
and
actually,
Mary, was that your Bowering mug?
Heinz, you're gonna be delegated some jobs like taking pictures for me and everything. If you come, I'm gonna get you on that.
I have the one that said, no, this isn't it, but I know the one you're asking about. And I do use, there's dream big and laugh often, right? But not this one in particular, but
I
yes.
couldn't see it. Looked similar.
Yeah,
I was like,
it does.
Oh, is she using the mug?
I often do a quick thing too.
Yeah.
Mary, one of the things that you mentioned about the pandemic and people being scared and sort of certain things making them feel comfortable. And if you look at my background, a local artist, Corey Van Yperen, he does caricaturists.
Right.
And he posted something saying that because his business was primarily dealing with dry grads and he didn't have any business coming in because he was doing caricatures for that.
Right.
And so I thought, you know what, I need something different done. And so I have a bunch of chinchillas, 5 of them, and I refer them as my Keep Safe Systems mascots, so I can write them off with the government. But they really are. And so I include them in my marketing. And this one right back here, I had him create after TELUS, because I own an alarm company.
Right.
And TELUS is coming in and poaching all of the monitoring customers from people. And so I thought, you know what? TELUS isn't going to be able to deal with the service. So I did this, and it shows me in the middle of the night on the phone talking to a customer. And, you know, the multi-generational thing, because the mother obviously knows me because she says, "Is that Heinz? Say hi." And then Aquarius is jumping over the constellation of Aquarius. And that's one of the chinchillas. Her name is Aquarius. So it was just the fun thing. It's just sort of resonated more than anything, not the marketing end of it, but the, you know what, people need to smile.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I did it.
Wonderful.
Yeah. I agree.
Masuba, where are you from?
Totally agree.
Can't hear you. You just have to take yourself off mute. There.
I'm from Vancouver.
Okay.
Oh,
British
okay.
Columbia.
Yeah.
Good. Wonderful. Good. Good, good, good.
Very
good. So I have a question.
Yes, absolutely.
I was in contact with Susan, and Susan told me to stay on because I'm interested in your wellness event in January.
Right. Yes.
So I'm interested in opportunities around that event. So if you could maybe explain what is available as opportunities.
So we are working with some different groups that have they also have large groups in the wellness space. So they're going to be inviting some of their friends. So we have 3 or 4 partners that are lined up for that event. Do you belong to a networking group for wellness?
I don't.
Okay. Oh, so you're going to meet some there. What we are doing is we will be having.
Thanks,
Kathy. Hey, thank you, Kathy. Thank you so much. What we are doing is we will have some prizes. So it'll be a chance for you to, if you want to donate a prize, we'll have some of those that you can get your name out through the prize, but you'll also be able to come and connect with other people because it'll be most of the businesses, we'll have our regulars because everybody is interested in becoming well, but we'll also have a lot, probably at least 100, maybe 200 wellness practitioners there for you to find people to collaborate with.
Okay, so are there opportunities to do presentations or anything like that, or
it doesn't have that format isn't a presentation format. It's just the groups will be introduced to give them their spotlight because they are bringing in and doing co-marketing.
Okay,
so
I'll connect.
I just want to share that we'll.
Oh, sorry.
That we will have 4 to 5 rounds of breakout rooms similar to the 2 first rounds that you did. So the format is different than this event.
Okay, thank you. So I can connect with you, Susan, when I have a prize. I can.
Yeah, that would be great if you. That will be an extra way to get a little bit of extra word out about you, as Mary calls it, word of mouth, getting it out there through many different ways. What one was that be? That would be. It's not paid.
That I call it rented.
Rented, yeah. So you get it rented, be on the list, and we'll promote the list to everybody of the prizes available at the event for coming. So yeah, we're going to try to make it, quite a little bit. This is our first themed one, so it'll be a bit different. So we're still deciding how it's going to work.
Okay, I'll think about a prize.
Yeah, that would be great. And we're going to be having a membership model starting probably January or February, and then in those cases, we do, for members, there's going to be some spotlights and ways to promote yourself in Facebook Lives and things like that too. So those will be coming down the road.
So that means that you have to be a member to be part of the Grand Connection at some point?
That wellness event will always be free, but some events will be paid ones.
Okay.
But the membership is going to be very reasonable, $20 a month. So it's
not going to be much, but
yeah.
Okay, great.
It's something quite affordable. And then as members, we'll be promoting the members to more thoroughly through for each of them.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Great group.
Nice to meet you, Deborah.
Nice meeting you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
See you soon.
Thanks. Thank you. That's a great information.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Goodbye. Okay, Mary, you're still on. I just said goodbye.
I was just kind of hanging out till the end. Just
that was so good.
People don't want to leave. It's kind of, we're not sure how to manage that yet.
Yeah, well, no, you can see it, right? Like they want to still have the connection and stuff, which is
well,
cool.
they do.
Yeah,
and
so we thought at the other one is we actually might just make it like the party. We might say, okay, we're having a mingle. Anybody wants to go in a room, I'm going to do some more rooms.
Right.
Let me just stay on.
So then we can just stay here.
Yeah.
And do what we.
And then maybe put people in 3 or 4 rooms or something.
And just let them mingle. I thought your presentation was fabulous. I thought that the individual